Hi everybody. I just wanted to show you a little demonstration on this Knitmaster Model 250. So this is a vintage item. I believe it was the mid-60s when it was manufactured. It's kind of a common vintage machine that you see out there. Interesting thing about this machine, there's no sponge bar. It has just a plastic or a metal retaining bar, but you don't have to replace the sponge. So that means the maintenance costs on this really very low. And it has a carriage that requires a ball of yarn to be knitted and to be used for your knitting, and it is carried along in this basket that is attached to the carriage. So it's perfectly fine to use that way. The item knits very smoothly. The interesting thing about this 250, as well as the sponge bar issue, is this will accept thicker yarns. It's almost a mid-gauge machine. It's 5 millimeters instead of 4.5, which are standard gauges, and typically normal mid-gauge machines are 6.5 millimeter. Pardon me. So this is a 5, so it's somewhere in between. No ribber was made for this machine as far as I'm aware. So this can take thicker yarns as well as the thinner ones. So it makes it a very unique item and capable of using up probably all sorts of yarn in your stash. Okay, so it knits quite smoothly. As you can see, that knits up quite nicely. The 250 also came with, let me move this to the side, a needle selector. So this is a little device. I guess the needle beetle will be the modern equivalent. But this device allows you to hand select a couple needles in your pattern, and then you tell this device how many times you want that repeated, and it can knit for bring the needles out for Fair Isle as well. Okay, now that I got this away from my work, I just wanted to show you how this would work. So let's say I have an 8-stitch repeat pattern. Okay, so I'm going to select the first 8 that I'm going to use in the pattern. So I'll just select the second one, the 5th one, the 7th one. Okay, so this pattern then should repeat for the rest of the needles. So here we go. Okay, so you see how that just repeated it for me automatically. Now, this cannot come left to right, it's only right to left. So we have to lift it up after we've knitted these rows on the carriage. Okay, so with this pattern selector device, I'm just following the directions in the manual. The first row is going to start on row 48, and I push this handle backwards once, and then the needles will be pushed out from these little plastic, I don't know what these are, these little plastic teeth, I guess. So if we can maybe take a look and see. See, the pattern went and pushed those out, and then those little teeth drop back. So now I'm instructed to move the carriage only the one direction to the left, and then the needle should be selected for me. Amazing. That's a pretty nifty device. So because the carriage operates the yarn independent from the pattern selector machine, I have to use the main carriage to make the knitting, and according to the pattern that you choose based on the cards that you use. It does seem like it's quite limitless, really, with the different combinations of Fair Isle and tuck and etc. So here it goes. So that was knitted here. So now that those rows are knitted, I need to take my pattern selector that is on the left and pick it up and reposition it to the right, because it can only move from right to left. And I'm still going to be over the first 12 stitches, and those teeth are kind of guiding you. And then I'll be able to select the pattern from the next row. Okay, I'm not sure if you could see that, but this created a lovely little tuck pattern all the way across. And I realize I can't show you more without winding up another ball of yarn, so I'm nearly out. But I just wanted to show you how easy this nifty pattern selector device makes what used to be a hand selecting chore. See? And then move it out, and then it's all done for you. Very clever device indeed.